So I'm going to do one more example, and then you can do the last one. So please go ahead and change this to example, that's 3, and then this is going to be 4. So you're going to do example 4, and I'm going to do example 3. So again, we're going to follow those exact steps again. Now, when you do this, I want you to practice putting the formula in each time because you will forget. Therefore, clear your calculator and then do it again. Now, we already know the calculator doesn't like any other variable except what? X and Y. So I'm going to change the D to X. All right, so everywhere I see a D, I'm going to put an X. But when I put the answer, I'm going to make sure I put D, right? I'm just doing this because I know the calculator is not going to give me an answer with the D. All right, so boom. But just remember, when I change it back, when I write my answer, it's going to be D equals. All right, and I should write, the final answer is right here, X equals, because this was X, right? Yep, X. X equals that, or X equals this. Remember, these are my X intercepts. All right, so we're going to follow the steps again. So step number 1, it said copy the equation into decimals. Did that. On the next line, put it in quadratic form. All right, so we need to move this on the other side. So 2x moves to the other side. And again, you're going to put it on the second line so you can check. 2x moves to the other side. It's going to become what? Negative 2x. Okay. Put the equals 0 because there's nothing there. And you can see I'm still okay. So that matches. Let's combine like terms. So negative 14 and negative 14 was angry. Negative 14 and negative 2. Negative 16x, so we're going to go ahead and put negative 16x here. Are we still okay? Yes, I'm still matching. So this is it in standard form. So we're going to write it down in standard form. And remember, when I write it on paper, I'm going to put my variables back the way they should be. So instead of writing a D, an X, I'm going to write a D. All right, so this is 5x squared minus 16. Oh, I just said I was going to write a D and look at me. Sorry, 5D. Because it's D, the variable is D. 16D plus 10 equals 0. Now what do we do again? We're going to go ahead and label A, B, C, D. So I'm going to show you right here. Oh, no, I guess we'll put in the formula in first. All right, on the next line, press divide. Again, this is going to be your most important thing. Press divide, because you don't press divide, the formula is not going to look right. So please press divide. So here's divide. Boom. Let's copy the formula in. Everywhere you see letters, put parentheses. So I'm going to go a little bit faster right now. So minus, and then I see a parentheses because I see B. Plus, we'll use plus first, and then we'll come and change it to minus. Square root, and then I have a B, which means I have a parentheses, and then squared. Minus, we're right here, 4. I see 2 letters, so I'm going to do 2 parentheses. Then on the bottom, 2. And then I see a letter, so a parentheses. All right, so on your paper, put boxes and label A, B, C. All right, so with the numbers, don't forget the symbol. So we're going to come right here. All right, we're going to put boxes, don't forget the symbol. So this is my first one, that's A. My second one, don't forget the symbol, that's B. My last one, don't forget the symbol, that's C. All right, so that's labeled. Then it says fill A, B, C in the formula where the parentheses are in decimals. So first letter, it goes B, B. So it should be, what is B? Negative 16. So again, make sure you're just putting in exactly what it is. Negative 16, negative 16. Then it goes A, C, A. Okay, so it goes A, which is 5, C, which is 10, and then A on the bottom, which is 5. All right, so again, just double check your answer. So when I check my solutions, is it 2.348? Yep, that's it. So, okay, I put in the formula correctly so I can keep going. So remember, one of the answers is going to be positive, one is going to be negative. All right, so once I've made sure that it does match, we're going to go to the next step. It says fill A, B, C in decimals. I did that. On a new line, copy and paste what you have step 4. And change the plus to a minus. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like this, and then I'm going to do it at the very end after I simplify it. That way I just have the answer. Okay, so that's my first answer choice. I'll focus on that one first. These are your answers, however. Most of the time, they want the answer in simplest radical form. All right, so this is something we've done before. I'm going to use these notes right here to simplify it. All right, we're going to do it in 3 sections. So remember, you want the decimal to keep matching. Section number 1 is combine these two. So what does a negative and a negative give you? A positive, right? So a negative 1 will give you a positive. All right, so to keep making sure that I'm matching my decimals, that I'm not making a mistake, I am going to do what my combinations on a new line. So it stays 2.34, 2.34. So this is positive 16. So this is just going to be positive 16. Does it still match? Yes. So I've done step 1 correctly. Now I'm going to go to step 2. That's everything underneath the radical. So I'm going to take everything underneath the radical. and we're going to put it in here. And we're going to replace it with 56. And again, I'm looking to that when I replace it, does my decimal stay the same? Yes, it does. So that's done correctly. Step 3, the bottom piece. So we're going to take this on the bottom, put it in the calculator, replace that with what it gives me, which is 10. Did my decimal stay the same? Yes, it did. All right, so after that, we're just going to simplify the radical if it can be simplified. So here's the radical. The radical is radical 56. So now we're going to do that in there. So we're going to break 56 down. What do I check? 2, 3, 5. So let's check 2. 2 works. So we're going to replace 56 with 2 times 28. So 2 times 28. And is it still matching? Yes. Now we're going to check 28. So again, we check it with 2. It works. So 2 and 14. So we're going to replace 28 with 2 times 14. Does it work? Yes, it does, because it's still matching. Now we're in 14. So check 14 is 2 and 7. So we're going to replace this with 2 and 7. And can I break down 7? No, I cannot. So that is as simplified as it can be. All right, what do I see? Do I see any books? I do. So 2 cards make how many books? 1 book, right? So 2 cards, right? So 2 2s will make 1 book outside. All right, so I'm going to say, did the number change? Nope, so I'm still good. Do I see any other books? No. So the last thing is I just combine my cards together. And when I combine my cards together, I'm going to get 2 times 7, which is 14. Again, did it change? No. All right, so I have simplified my radical from a previous unit. Last thing is to simplify my fraction if possible. Both the first number and the coefficient with the radical is divisible by the denominator, then simplify. So what that is saying is this 16 and 10, all right, does 16 and 10 simplify? So let's see. Yeah, so if I hit the fraction, it will simplify to 8 by 5, okay? All right, so it's divisible. So basically, and then 2 and 5, does that 2 and 10, sorry, does that simplify? Yes, it does. Okay, so it's both simplifies. So what you have to do is, and I'm just going to do, I'll show you right here, okay? You don't want to do it in the calculator because they have to simplify by the same thing. So the numbers are 16, 2, and 10, okay? Now, I know they simplify, so I'm going to say they simplify by 2. So 2 into 16 is 8, 2 into 2 is 1, and 2 into 10 is 5. Is there any number that simplifies all of them? No. So these are your actual answers. So I'm going to change the outside, because what I did is basically divide this, this, and this by 2. It has to be divisible to this, this, and whatever this is as well. So 16 is going to become 8, 2 is going to become 1, and I'm just going to leave it as invisible 1, and 10 is going to be 5. Did it change? No. So I am good. This is my most simplified equation. Okay, so now that is my final answer with a plus and a minus. Okay, so that's my final answer with a plus and a minus. And because the letter is D, I'm going to use D. So D is equal to, 8 plus radical 14 over 5. So there's a positive version of it. And D is equal to 8 minus radical 14 over 5. So there's a positive version of the answer and there's a negative version of the answer, okay? So no, not negative, but a plus and a minus version of the answers. All right, so that's it. So I know it seems a little lengthy. It's a little bit entailed. But again, if you're checking each step with a calculator, you should be fine. Just come see me as soon as it doesn't match so I can help you with whichever step you're on. But you do need to know how to simplify radicals in order to get that final answer. So that's it. Let's go ahead and practice. Please go ahead and try this question.